Islam is coming to your backyard. Joining me now to help break down last night's debate is the president for actforamerica.org, Brigitte Gabriel. Brigitte, I hope you saw it in full. So, and I know you're very well aware of who this so-called imam is, the one I call the mean, sick, miserable, evil SOB, but which I believe he is. Your reaction?
He is, and I congratulate you on that interview yesterday. I watched it in full. Here's a perfect example of someone born in Britain as a British citizen in a Muslim family, went to British schools, raised in Britain, went to college, became an attorney in Britain. Now, how can someone like him become so radicalized to the point where he loathes the West? I mean, here's somebody who was exposed to our Judeo-Christian value system, our way of life, our democracy, and he despises it. This is the problem that we are facing all over the West right now. And you tried to nail him on talking about the innocents. I mean, these people that died on September 11th, they were innocent people, and he couldn't bring himself to say that, and here's why. He considers them all criminals because Americans, infidels, who are not Muslims, who pay money, taxes to the United States government, who funds the wars against Muslims, they are not innocent. They deserve to die. And this is how people in the Muslim world look at that as non-Muslims.
Let me point. He does, and we got him to admit he supports 9/11, supports what happened on 9/11, supports Osama bin Laden, supports Sharia, supports jihad, and wants the Muslim rule all over, Sharia rule all over the globe. Now, I asked him about the Muslim Brotherhood. The one point of agreement, and I don't think the rest of the world is recognizing this, is that the Muslim Brotherhood, Islamic radicals, want to take over Egypt and Yemen and Jordan and the Middle East and Israel and the United States. Here's part of that exchange. Let me give you, for example, the Muslim Brotherhood's motto, which is their motto today: Allah is our objective, the Prophet is our leader, the Quran is our law, jihad is our way, and dying in the way of Allah is our highest hope. Allahu Akbar. Do you agree with that motto?
Yes, I mean, which Muslim would not agree with that? We do believe as Muslims that sovereignty and supremacy belongs to God. In fact, in the world today, there are two camps. One which believes that sovereignty belongs to man, at the head of which, is at the moment probably Barack Obama, and the other one which believes that sovereignty belongs to Allah, to God. And at the head of that, whether we like it or not, is Sheikh Osama bin Laden.
One of the more revealing moments, Brigitte, because and I think people around the world, Great Britain, France, Belgium, and even in the United States, are having a hard time coming to a grip with what radical Islamists believe. And the question is, how many of them agree with them? I think the numbers are too great that we must contend with this radical view.
The numbers are too great, and they are basically following what the Quran said. Prophet Muhammad divided the world into two camps: Dar al-Harb, the house of war, and Dar al-Islam, the house of Islam. Dar al-Harb is the house where non-Muslims or land that has not been conquered by Islam yet is called. And that's what he is referring to. And this is exactly what the Muslim Brotherhood tried to preach all over the world. In their plan, which you and I discussed on your radio program yesterday, they wrote a plan, a 100-year plan for radical Islam to infiltrate and dominate the West. In the counterterrorism circles, this plan became known as the Project. Now, they wrote the Project in 1982. Since 1982, we have seen the radicalization after the implementation of the plan in Europe. They're trying to do the same thing now in the United States. They wrote the plan for the United States in 1991 and began implementing it here. What we are seeing is radicalism starting at university campuses by the Muslim student associations. It started in Britain, like he was radicalized. It's starting right now in the United States as well.
The frightening thing, and I was bringing this up with Juan Williams, now our own White House is re-examining their relationship with this radical group, the Muslim Brotherhood. All right, I asked him about, just to show how radical, the idea that people would strap bombs on themselves or hijack airplanes or think that their children are martyrs if their children strap bombs on themselves and kill innocent men, women, and children. I had a very hard time getting an answer out of him. He deflects. He tries to monopolize time and turn the questions on me. I was prepared. I had read every interview that he had ever done. But I just want to show you this exchange because I think it reveals a lot. We hear a lot about suicide bombers, and we hear a lot about that when they kill innocent men, women, and children in the name of Allah as part of jihad, that they get 72 virgins when they kill innocent people and go to heaven. Do you believe that, sir?
That's complete nonsense. Nobody kills innocent men, women, and children, apart from organizations like Blackwater and the ISI.
So everyone who's been murdered in the name of jihad and their holy war, the infidels, he does believe this. This is what's frightening. If this is not fanaticism, you know, on a scale like fascism and Nazism, I don't know what is.
This is pure Islamic fanaticism, and this did not start with Blackwater, and this did not start with the CIA. Under the banner of Islam, La ilaha illallah Muhammadun Rasulullah. There is no God greater than Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. Muslims murdered Christians in Egypt, Copts in Egypt, Christians in Lebanon, Armenians in Turkey, Hindus in India, Jews in Arab land. All this happened before they ever turned their eyes to the United States, before we ever went into Iraq or Kuwait or anywhere else. This is Islamic radicalism awakening worldwide, driven by the Muslim Brotherhood to bring back the Islamic Caliphate or the empire and put the world under Islamic Sharia law. Their true colors are shining, and it's time for the world to wake up, especially for us here in the United States, Sean, and learn a lesson of what's happening in Europe and what's coming to the United States.
Well, I would think the White House may want to reconsider their re-examination of the relationship with the Muslim Brotherhood. This is sick, miserable, and evil. And he is. And I hope people can wake up to the fact that what's really going on here. Brigitte, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.